In an old dock in Southampton, covered in grime, sailed 6 mighty ocean liners in 2 straight lines. In 2 straight lines they sailed, for their colors and the nations they hailed. Departing port, rain or shine, people depended on them, despite the brine. This is Liners. It was a lovely day in Southampton. Once again, Queen Mary found herself in dry dock. The recent October storm proved quite a formidable shock. However, Queen Mary was at ease, for she was to receive an upgrade to help her with those stormy seas. As she lay there simmering on that November day, who would pay her a visit but her sister? She had come to have her say.
"Oh, sister, when will you be fit for service again? It does get lonely at a luxury liner row."
Oh, Lizzie, I'm afraid I did a number on myself last month. I'll be in here for at least another week before I'll be recertified.
Oh, bother, can't they work faster? You're the flagship. You must do your duty to represent us.
It's always you and your duty. The workmen here are artists, and you can't rush art. Besides, it is a nice holiday. So, like the Yanks say, slow your roll.
Mary, I love you, but remember you are a queen, named after Her Majesty. You have to act more becoming.
I beg your pardon. I'm your senior, Elizabeth. How dare you talk down to me like a child?
Then how about you stop acting like one then,
With that, Queen Elizabeth scoffed and motored away, for she did not like what her sister had to say. In her mind, she would stir, till she got to New York, where America would have it in for her.
So then she says, why can't you just think of anything more than duty? And I'm just sitting there wondering, who am I talking to? I would expect that out of a lowly cabin class liner, but not a first-rate ocean liner.
And what's wrong with cabin class ocean liners?
Nothing, America. Every ship has their place, but Queen Mary should be above that. Even you know what it means to be the flagship of a nation.
The best nation of the free world.
Only a liner as nouveau riche as you would have that opinion.
Look, Queen Mary's just appreciating the time off. Not everyone is a vieux riche workaholic like you.
Workaholic? How dare you mix my prestigious position with the likes of alcoholism?
Maybe you need some more of that in your life. Then you'd lighten up a bit.
Well, I never...
That's enough out of you two. Do you want to annoy all of New York with your nagging? Oh, did we wake you up, old sport? My apologies. We were just talking about Queen Mary is all. Oh, you're fine, America. When Queen Mary is done in dry dock, I'm due to take her place. Oh, it will be lovely getting my refit.
Oh, you will look splendid. A true marvel of Cunard prestige. I think the company should be very proud of you, Aquitania. You're the oldest, most long-running superliner.
Oh, I don't know about that. I'm not as long-running as your sentences. Oh, she got you good that time. I was thinking about that
Stow
one
it,
day.
both of you. What has become of us? We are liners, Aquitania. We're above tongue-in-cheek.
Oh, lighten up, Lizzie. I have a long voyage ahead of me. I do not need this right now.
That's Queen Elizabeth to you. Remember, Aquitania, we are the pride of our nation and the pride of our line. I, for once, will not accept this post-war nation of laziness that seems to have developed. I mean, heck, since when did we become friends with the cabin class riffraff?
America, you, Queen Elizabeth, you weren't even alive before the war. What would you know about what life was like back then?
Well, my captain said...
Aw, that's it. Baby still thinks a crew says gospel.
Be quiet, America.
Oh, Lizzie, save your breath. What has gotten you in such a tizzy? Heh, tizzy Lizzie.
Well, if you must know, I'm appalled at my sister's behavior. She's supposed to be a ship of duty and distinction, not a ship that runs sandbanks, goes into storms willy-nilly, then gets forced into dry dock. I'm concerned for her. I think she's going mad. I try to keep her company, but she pushes me away.
Oh, I wonder why. I mean this with the utmost respect. Please be quiet. Elizabeth, it's not that Queen Mary keeps pushing you away. It's...
What?
Well, it's just that sometimes you have a very proactive attitude, and sometimes other ships don't like that. Some ships like to go with the flow, take things slower, relax a bit. I'm sure Queen Mary will be back to her usual fabulous self soon enough, but right now she is taking a well-deserved rest.
But herself is the problem. She is reckless, uncouth, overly flamboyant. She acts more akin to liners like America, lower-class liner, than that of a queen. If Queen Mary was anything but the flagship of our fleet, I wouldn't be so critical. However, she is the flagship of Cunard and represents all of us. And I do not want to be represented by a flagship that acts like a vapid streetwalker. She is my sister, and she must act like it.
Wow, that was pretty bad. Queen Elizabeth, what I'm trying to say is you and your sister are polar opposites, and when you finally accept that, that'll be the time you can finally enjoy life. Everyone is different and unique, and that's what makes us special.
Aquitania, my darling, you are mistaken, for I know my sister, and I'm sure that when I get through to her, she will become as right as rain.
You know, I've seen enough Nickelodeons to know where this is going. Oh, would you look at the time? As an ocean rider of duty and distinction, I must leave on time. Cheerio! Aquitania laughed to herself, for she could not fathom how Queen Elizabeth could be so arrogant. For an ocean liner raised in war, Queen Elizabeth certainly always wanted more. 4 days later, across the sea, Queen Mary was sailing sea trials with glee.
Unfurl the banners, bang the drums. Look, world, look how marvelous I am. Do you see how I can bank
Queen Mary,
and
watch out,
weave?
Queen Mary!
Fear not, ship beautiful, for now I am the most graceful liner ever to sail the ocean.
Oh my, Mary, look at that wake you're leaving.
Ah, Aquitania, my dear, I now have fin stabilizers. These water wings let me pitch and yaw like an aeroplane. I feel like a Bristol Bravazon. I can fly!
Oh my, how cutting edge.
Very much so. You should see if you can acquire some for yourself.
Oh, Mary, I would love a pair, but I think my ballast tanks work just fine, thank you.
Oh, suit yourself. Stuck in the past as always. Oh, I can't wait to show Elizabeth. She'll find them scintillating. I know I do.
Even though Queen Mary's water wings surely could bring home the bacon, her judgment about her sister was sorely quite mistaken.
Lizzie! Lizzie, look here! Look at this!
Queen Mary, you're out on the open ocean again. How wonderful it is to see you coming my way.
Engineering full power! Turbines full speed!
Mary, Mary, Mary!
Tally-ho!
In a whoosh of steam and spray, Queen Mary splashed to Elizabeth with her water wings. That one action got Lizzie in quite a tizzy.
That does it! All engines full stop, full reverse, change course, 360 degrees starboard!
Aren't they just marvelous? I feel like a killing.
Mary! Stop!
Oh, I see someone who wants to race. You shan't beat me now.
No, I do not want to race, Queen Mary! Stop! I need you!
Are you all right? Are you taking on water? Lizzie, are you on fire? I'll muster my pumps as soon as I can. You will not sink on my watch.
Queen Mary, will you listen to me for 2 seconds?
Well, what is it, Elizabeth? Are you all right? I'm quite confused.
Queen Mary?
Yes, my darling sister?
I'm tired of your stupid behavior! You're an embarrassment to this fleet, and if you cannot stop this recklessness, I will have to renounce you as my sister! Do I make myself clear?
You stopped me in the middle of the Atlantic just to scold me?
Mary, I know it is uncouth, but this spraying and this boastful nonsense is just too much!
I'm too much?
Your behavior, yes!
I'm too much?
Well, I mean...
And here's what I mean, Elizabeth. I'm tired of your behavior as well. Duty this, duty that. You think I just came out of Clydebank yesterday? The last time I checked, you weren't First Sea Lord. Duty this, duty that, ordering me and everyone else around like your flagship, as if we didn't serve together. I'm not the embarrassment to the fleet. If anything, it's you. When have you attempted to break a record? I'm your senior, and I have a schedule to keep. And when I get ready to make my next run, I shall alter my course ever so slightly over the horizon to the south, so that I shall never have the displeasure of meeting with you again. Now goodbye!
Queen Elizabeth stood in shock as Mary said goodbye, for all she was left with was her thoughts. By when she arrived in Southampton, she was feeling quite distraught.
Aquitania, I've made an awful mistake!
You just couldn't keep your stack shut now, could you?
How do you know? You aren't scheduled to meet Queen Mary for a week from now.
It's the talk of the harbor. Mary sent out the news bulletin on her own radio station talking about how, quote,
Queen Elizabeth is ungrateful, undignified, scrupulous, vile, slimy, and overall awful vessel of repugnant repute that everyone should avoid at all costs. She is a liar, and let it be known to the world that she is no longer my sister.
Oh, I'm in for it now.
Oh, what did you say to her? Whatever it was, it must have been awful. What did you do?
I may have stopped her on her voyage just to have told her that she was an embarrassment to the fleet, that if she kept acting like a child, I would renounce her as my sister.
Well, you certainly got what you wanted. She's no longer your sister, all right.
But not in that way, no! I never wanted this at all. Aquitania, I was a fool.
Queen Elizabeth, as I was trying to say in New York, Queen Mary is a free spirit. I know, 'cause I raised her. I remember when she was new. Oh, what a fun little thing she was. So fun and inquisitive. Then she met Normandy. And with that rivalry, Mary the little girl was no more, and Queen Mary, the fastest ship in the world, took her place. Queen Mary does whatever Queen Mary wants.
I see that now. I just want my sister back.
Now just listen here, Lizzie. When me and my sister, Mauritania, would get into tiffs, we would do it all the time. However, we never could be apart for more than a week. Next time you see Queen Mary on your return voyage, I'm sure she will have cooled down. Just say you're sorry and everything will be well. Just apologize. A few days later, even though she would try, Queen Mary would just make Queen Elizabeth cry. Back and forth, on and on it went. Queen Elizabeth would try and stay, but Queen Mary would just look at her and say,
Good day.
1 week led to the next. Queen Elizabeth would tirelessly try her best, all until one December day, where Queen Elizabeth, in a panic, was going absolutely
mad. And she's still ignoring me!
You know, even I'm impressed. Me and Maury never fought for this long.
I have to agree. This whole situation makes mine and Mary's rivalry look like a joke. Ugh, I just don't know what to do.
Well, you two are on different schedules right now. Maybe she just doesn't have the time.
Don't lie to me, Aquitania.
I'm not completely lying. she probably doesn't have the time, and she is using that as an excuse to not have an uncomfortable conversation.
But can't she just stop during one of her voyages and just say sorry when we pass? I will gladly be over a day late if I have to spend it apologizing to her. Well, that's a start. Mighty Queen Elizabeth wanted to break her timetable just to say sorry. Now that is an improvement, mon chéri. Shut your stack, you French vulture. And you wonder why your sister hates you? Oh God, I did it again.
All right, everyone, settle down. Lizzie, Normandy was just trying to get under your double skin.
I meant everything.
Normandy!
I was just joking.
Listen, Lizzie, I have a plan. So I was supposed to go into refit. However, Cunard has been pulling their feet. So how about tomorrow? I break myself down. This will put me out of commission and will force Cunard to put Mary on my schedule. That way, you and Mary will have to be in the same port at the same time for more than a day.
But Aquitania, you can't! You're passengers! The line!
Mean nothing to me if my children are fighting.
But can't you just tell Queen Mary I'm sorry?
Lizzie?
Fine.
The next day came and the sun shone brightly. Aquitania was being loaded and thinking quietly. Alright, Aquitania, alright. If I go full ahead at departure and throw on my reversing engine, I could really throw a wallop. Well, fortune favors the bold. Right as the departure whistle sounded, Aquitania's superheated heart pounded. The water turned awash, smoke billowed, her captain screamed. Ship Beautiful, what are you doing? Oh no, I've lost control of my engines, they're going awry. Cut off steam, cut off steam! Even though the stopping order was shouted, the damage had already mounted. Youch! Oh
no! Aquitania, are you alright?
Aquitania just sheepishly smiled and grinned, for she knew that Cunard would have to give in.
Aquitania, are you all right? I heard about what happened on the wireless. I made sure to come here as fast as I could.
I'm all right, Mary. Isn't that right, Elizabeth?
You old pile of matchwood!
Well, someone had to get you two in the same spot for more than 2 seconds.
Conspiracy!
Mary,
Queen Elizabeth, if you are going to apologize, then go right ahead. However, I know how you think of me, and I know that will never change. However, as a lady, I will accept your apology on principle.
You don't know what I think of you. Or at least not how I think of you now.
Go on.
Mary, you are an accomplished, wonderful ocean liner. You have a worldly presence, and your electric personality is what attracts people in boats alike your way. Your playful attitude and pride is contagious, and I miss it in my life dearly. I know I can be dutiful, boring, and very strict. However, it has been thanks to you that I have realized that if I want to have others in my life, I have to slow my roll, as you like to say.
Oh, Lizzie. The bard himself could not have spoken sweeter words. I love you, sister. Thank you for reconsidering your opinion. I truly thought you wanted nothing to do with me.
Mary, it's not that I wanted nothing to do with you. It's just that I couldn't understand your attitude towards things. I'm a very literal liner. I take tasks very seriously, and I stick to the rules. I take pride in that. And then I look at you, all fast and loose, and I just have a hard time understanding it.
And that's quite all right. I feel similarly. However, you are my sister, and I wish to celebrate your differences. And perhaps, if we both do the same, we may find our common superior qualities that elevate us above the rest. Truce?
Truce!
I can finally rest easy, especially now that I can get that refit.
Aquitania, I know they think me mad, but you're off your rocker. You could be sent for scrap.
Oh, 'tis but a flesh wound, just a burst steam pipe and valve.
But the workmen don't know that, do they?
Oh, but I made so much smoke, they must think my engines are knackered. The three ladies laughed into the night. As the stars came out, it was a wonderful sight. Queen Elizabeth and Queen Mary, how different they may be, without each other, they surely would be lost at sea. But no matter what hardship, storm, or fight, nothing can stop the bond that is truly tight. Sisterhood.
Wormwood tenement.